Hey y'all, it is May the 6th, 2026, damn near the halfway point of this here 2026 year of our Lord. I'm just straight chilling in the back. It's about, I don't know, it's past 7, maybe closing in on 8 here pretty soon in the PM Central Time, San Antonio, Texas. I'm in the backyard. It's actually very nice. If you take a look, you really can't feel how delightful the atmosphere feels right now. Feels pretty damn good. It's one of those times that you savor because maybe like the top 1 percentile of delightful atmosphere in San Antonio, Texas. You know, of course, the majority of the time it is hot as balls, and your balls will get sweaty. You get swamp balls effing around here, and you know, summer is definitely on our ass. It's about to really. It's been raining and stuff lately around here, so you know it's kind of keeping cool. That's why it's so cool. Otherwise, it would be hot as balls right now. You know, real quickly, I just want to explain. Not really explain because I bet you know all of this, but confer with you about aliens, alien disclosures, and alien appearances, I guess, that probably are soon to take place. I want to say, and we've been talking about aliens for quite some time, here and there. We've been mentioning Project Bluebeam and stuff. Of course, it's not a real project out there. It's going to be named Bluebeam. They're going to give it some other name. But we know what we're talking about. Aliens popping up. And my thing is, for as heated or as escalated as the chaos and calamity is, and this political atmosphere here in America, I'm sure everybody's feeling the vibes worldwide. It only makes sense. In fact, you know, you're running out of time. All right, because there's all sort of stuff in the works right now, such as, I don't know if you heard, call it the Hanta virus. It's a side note. That's like the COVID 2.0, and Lord knows probably going to be a lot more dastardly. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, really, but people are supposedly freaking out on this cruise ship right now. I don't know where. Somewhere in the Caribbean or something like that. They're not letting them port or dock or whatever it is called. And I saw some gay guy. I don't know if you've seen him, like desperately trying to tell people, "Oh, we're people over here. Just remember that we're people, and we're scared as hell. Dude. We're scared as hell. We don't know what the hell's going on. There's nothing I could do about it, buddy." And then secondly, it seems all like propaganda. But that's a side note. There's that. There's the Iran war, which is only going to escalate. There is no other, because that's the plan. All right? Nobody's going to come and ask you to vote on whether or not to get your ass in war. It's in war. The economy, like, is fairly stable right now. That is to say that prices for everything are high. I don't know if anybody thinks in the world, I don't know if there's anybody out there who thinks that the prices for anything that you buy, no matter what it is, anything at all, that the prices are going to go down or something. No, they're not. Or if you have like a job, say you have a steady job that you have and that you plan to keep, Or is your wages going to go up so commiserate to you paying all your bills and being able to go on vacation? No, it is not. Fuck you. No, it's only going to get worse, right? And so to me, as far as the aliens, the Project Blue Beam, and all this sort of stuff, the government and the people who run the government, the people over the government, they're going to um, wheel out some sort of spectacles. Tim Dillon, shout out to him. I think he's got one of the best podcasts in the world, especially comedic podcasts. But it's a sweet spot. It's comedic, and then it's like a geopolitical analysis that to me is very, very insightful. Tim Dillon, Dillon. If you don't know, it's my favorite gay guy. It's very, very hilarious. But he was talking about it too, the aliens, and the fact is that our overseers are going to, they're definitely, in his opinion, going to bring out some old bullshit. And when they do, it's going to be translucent. You're going to see right through it, basically. Or at least the people who've already considered it, like the majority of people in the world who are going to get blindsided by it, well, yeah, they're going to freak out, I'm sure, immediately. But those people who have already considered the idea and the premise behind Project Blue Beam, we're going to look at it, we're going to take one look at it and be like, what the stupid fuck is this? And we're going to laugh and laugh and laugh, but it's going to be deadly serious too as well, because a lot of human beings are not going to believe us, and I don't even know if we should try to convince them. So, to me, it's like, okay, if you were to wait much longer on your alien invasion that you're going to simulate on our asses, at a certain point, it's not even going to be beneficial to y'all. Imagine they wait until we're in over the top extreme poverty and everybody's looking around wondering whether or not or why they should even show up to work type stuff. Obviously, at that point in time, it would not be the correct time to have an alien invasion, because who the hell cares at that point? What is anybody going to do about it at that point? Nothing. I think for the overseers, the people who wish to be our overlords forever, the satanic, right? The inventors of slavery, the lovers of child abuse, those sort of people, they would have to try to do it kind of ASAP in order to reap all the benefits from it, to sow even more confusion, to get people in such a topsy-turvy world that they all relinquish any sense that they have and totally just kind of go rogue, if you will, maybe lose their fucking minds. I think, to me, the window on maximum benefit for those overlords is closing. It's not going to be a very long window. They're going to have to pull it out. Pause. But of course, when they do that, I'm not going to be impressed by it. I'm going to see right through it, and it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be embarrassing. And I'll be interested in seeing how exactly the public reacts to it. As an example, and Tim Dillon kind of put this out there. If people were real ready to absorb your bull stuff about aliens, they would already be clamoring over it. And a couple decades ago, if imminent alien disclosures and all sort of stuff like that was on the news docket, people would be really, really, really interested in it. And people would be losing their minds over it. But at this point, we got so much on our plate and on our minds that nobody... They were like, aliens gonna abduct us. Give a fuck, dude. I can't pay my bills. I can't afford healthcare and stuff like that. Never gonna buy a house and stuff like that. weirdo type stuff, 50-year mortgages, bullshit and stuff like that. People playing around with the stock market in order to get stupid rich out of this world rich while we just get poorer and poorer and poorer. Pennies don't even exist no more, by the way. I don't know if I should collect the pennies just to show them to people in the future. Be like, look, this was a thing that people even used. They were like, what the fuck is a coin? Coin money? What the fuck? But yeah, that's what I was just here to say is that it's gonna be imminent, all right. And it's like the cork is ready to pop on this whole alien thing. And by the way, aliens. Me personally, I don't know nothing, all right. And I'm not really willing to take a concrete stand on anything. I'll say that if I were to wager a guess, it's that aliens from outside of this dimension exist. I mean, outside of the galaxy and all that, probably. But aliens in other dimensions that are like right here in this world that we simply can't see, or sometimes you can, interdimensional type aliens as described by Alex Jones for quite some time. I would say that probably exists too. In fact, aliens under the ocean and stuff like that. I'm a believer. Shout out to Big Homie, who's been talking about that for quite some time. I don't even know what Big Homie's been up to lately, but I remember him being one of those preliminary guys who I was hearing about aliens popping up from out of the ocean, mermaids and mermans and all sort of stuff, snatching you up off the coastline. All right, don't go into the water at night. They say in those areas, a merman will snatch you up, dude, gobble you up, or do whatever the fuck. I believe that that's very, very possible. But of course, if they wanted to have their way on our asses, if they wanted to totally annihilate us and stuff like that, you figure they would have already been able to do so. So I think you can rest assured that they're not trying to do so, whatever's their agenda. And that really preeminently, whether it's the aliens from outer space, under the sea, other dimensions and stuff like that, or be it Iran, for example, that's not so much of a threat to you as the people who demand your fucking taxes right now and demand your obedience in every way. Those people are the biggest threat, obviously, and those people are going to be the same people who are going to be like, oh, watch out, it's flying saucers and stuff. Let me come here, and we need to get together and protect each other. Fuck that, and fuck you, America, right? But before I sign off, and I don't know much about any of this sort of stuff, but before I sign off and say that, of course, this alien simulation is just about to pop up, so don't be surprised. I also do want to mention, because I've heard it talked about and I don't know nothing about it, all right? But I did hear a man, and I want to look more into it, a man talking to Alex Jones about it recently, about the magnetosphere. Have you ever heard of that? Sounds like some X-Men shit. I don't know much about it. According to this guy, it's an interesting premise. We're going to see how it plays out. But he says there's this interesting thing going on with Earth's magnetosphere. And in fact, like the poles are like shifting and doing wild stuff. And apparently there's been historic evidence to insinuate that this has happened here on Earth before. And in fact, this sort of thing might have already happened on Mars and stuff like that. And that's why Mars allegedly looks so desolate and stuff and without life. And perhaps there was life on there. And maybe their magnetosphere, whatever the fuck that is, maybe that went all haywire and stuff like that. And he's saying a lot of stuff. I want to have to get more educated on it. But talking about that, it could make living in certain areas on the earth very, very inopportune, uninhabitable at times, certain areas. And he was talking about certain areas in particular, and he had a lot of knowledge on it. I'm going to have to follow up with him on that. But the idea that such bad things could happen to the earth, become inhabitable, And these overlords, if you will, as evil as they are and as much dastardly, disgusting, unspeakable things as they do, they still might be aware of the incoming magnetosphere debacle, and maybe, and perhaps, this is the reason why they're trying to kill most of us to begin with. Like, just the majority. Like, if there's 9 billion people on Earth, say, to put out that number, they want 8.999 billion people eliminated, right? I know that they say, oh, they want to keep 10%, stuff like that. They're always bullshitting because it's always on their mindset to kill everybody, if at all possible. And so, of course, they want the maximum number of people killed. And so, technically, you could think, oh, maybe they want to kill all these people because they know that as soon as this magnetosphere, as soon as it goes haywire and all sort of like life is becoming very threatened on the Earth, it'll cause migration like that we don't have historical precedents for. That kind of migration. All right? I mean, consider like a stampede of galactic proportions. And so it might be better for them to eliminate us before then so that they might, in fact, live on the Earth. I don't know why you'd want to do that during such destruction, but I guess that's their plan and stuff. Fake aliens coming, all right? It's very exciting, and I'm going to get the hell up out of here, all right? And try to relax. I'm not here to freak you out. If you are getting freaked out, I just want to let you know, you deserve to get freaked out, and don't blame me just because I'm spitting hot fire, all right? I'm not the only one. Like, there's millions and millions and billions of people probably now spitting the same hot fire about these gosh darn aliens going to be put upon our asses, all right? We're not going to be surprised. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.